Hi, Magdalena. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Hello, Maddie. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So today we're going to talk about the gastronomic scene in Austria. Can you tell us a little bit about that culinary scene? The country isn't widely known for having a thriving gastronomic scene, as far as I'm aware. But should it be? Can you tell us a little bit about the subjects?
Oh, it absolutely should be. And I think it actually already kind of is. I mean, Austria actually has a really rich and diverse culinary scene. So, I mean, we are famous for our traditional dishes that are staples in the Austrian cuisine, like, the Wiener Schnitzel, just to name one. But we're also renowned for our pastries and desserts like apple strudel or Sachertorte, the famous chocolate cake. And both are really best enjoyed in one of the many coffee houses, which is really a must for tourists when they're visiting Austria. But what I also want to highlight is actually that the culinary scene in Austria has always placed a strong emphasis on high quality, locally sourced ingredients. So farm to table or garden to table is something that's really lived in Austria, and many restaurants follow that, and then showcasing regional specialties, seasonal ingredients, and obviously also with modern twists in their cuisine.
Great, thank you. So today we're going to get a brief insight into 3 hotels that put a particular focus on their food and their dining offering. We're going to look at the Amauris in Vienna, Das Central, and then Hotel Schloss Dürnstein. I hope I pronounced that correctly. What would you say makes these 3 hotels stand out from others in Austria?
I mean, I think all 3 are actually perfect examples for the excellence in Austria's hotel and culinary scene, from exquisite dining experiences in the Amauris Vienna, which is one of, Vienna's newest hotels actually, or to the impressive wine cellar that the Hotel Das Central has, or the Hotel Schloss Dürnstein that's actually located in a very famous wine region within Austria. And all 3 hotels are part of the Austria Hotel Collection. It's a curated list of 19 hotels across all of Austria, including hotels for city breaks, as well as alpine stays, and all show the best in Austrian hospitality.
Okay, amazing. So we're first going to take a look at the Amauris in Vienna, which is a Relais and Chateau hotel located on the city's famous Ring Grand Boulevard. So thank you, Magdalena. We'll now move on to that hotel. So welcome, Mike.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
What would you say makes your hotel's restaurant so special?
Well, our gourmet restaurant Glass Ring offers a very modern way of traditional Austrian cuisine. Our executive chef, Alexandro Simon, has really refined the way of experience traditional Austrian cuisine in giving it a very modern twist. We are working with local producers, but we are also sourcing very high quality products from the Mediterranean Sea, but also from the region. So it's a very interesting and very exciting new concept we are offering to our guests. Another very special feature is the location. We are located with the restaurant just opposite the State Opera. We have floor-to-ceiling windows, which offer amazing views to the Ringstraßen Boulevard. And another very special feature is the private art collection of the owners of the hotel, which can be seen in the restaurant as well. So you're dining in a very fancy private art gallery as such. Yeah.
A feast for the stomach and the eyes.
Exactly.
Now, I spotted that you offer private dining experiences for birthdays, anniversaries, or any other kind of special events. How does that work? Do you have to book in, or kind of are there limited numbers?
Yeah, we offer in our largest suite, the Opera Suite, which has a historic dining room, which is original from 1860, a private dining venue for up to 12 people. This needs to be booked in advance as it's a special venue and needs to be prepared, of course, in advance. So, but it's available for our guests, of course, for special occasions like birthdays or anniversaries, or if it's even for a small meeting with some colleagues or some partners you would like to invite for a nice evening.
Right, great. And what are the other selling points that might be useful for agents to know about the Amauris? Are there any kind of activities or tips that will help them attract the UK and Irish luxury market?
Sure. The location of the hotel is great. As I mentioned before, we are very close to the opera, and just around the corner is the Musikverein, which is the greatest venue for classical concerts in Vienna. So cultural-wise, it's a great location to start your journey in Vienna, to visit new concerts or the opera. Also, the museums are very close by. One of the most famous museums, Albertina, is about 5 minutes walk from the hotel. So a lot of cultural activities are available within a short amount of time. Also, there's a very nice spot to visit in Vienna, the vineyards, which are close to the city center. If you take a taxi, it's about 15 minutes to get there. And this area offers an amazing view over the entire city. And of course, you can enjoy a nice glass of Austrian wine there.
Fantastic. Sounds perfect. Thank you so much, Mike. I'll bring you back on at the end.
Thank you.
Welcome now to Michael. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having us here today. Thank you.
Great. So we're going to talk about Das Central, which is on the opposite side of Austria in the mountains near the Italian border. Now, I'd like to start asking you about the wine first, Michael. You have a pretty impressive wine cellar, I've heard. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, certainly we will. The wine cellar altogether has about 30,000 bottles, which is quite a big amount. And it's only possible because already my father started to collect some very nice selected wines from all over the world. And over the last few years, we've been focusing more and more also on the Austrian wines as well. So we have a very wide selection of different vintages, different wines, and you will find anything from the international well-known brands to some really nice secretive wineries that you probably haven't heard about. And also we operate a restaurant at 3,000 meters altitude. So we also have a wine experiment where we age our own wine, a Pinot Noir, in the oak barrels at 3,000 meters altitude with less oxygen, less atmospheric pressure. So wine is something that really, paves our way, let's say it this way.
Amazing. And what about the food? What restaurants do you have on site and what makes those unique?
The hotel itself has been just awarded one of 100 Austria's best chefs. And we are really lucky that the team has been with us for quite some time, and we still have the guys who really are into sourcing food locally. So it's a little bit of their hobby, and they go out and collect their own chanterelle mushrooms or porcini and go out and visit the local fishermen to get the best products in. And we have the different dining options in the hotel where we do fondue in the wine cellar. We have got the main restaurant where we have a very nice set menu or buffet options if people like to have that. And then we have the fine dining restaurant where we really focus mainly on local food with a new interpretation of well-known Austrian favorite classic dishes. And then we also operate mountain restaurants, like I mentioned before, at 3,000 meters altitude, where you're like above the clouds and you're just looking out over the mountains. And also up there, we have a awarded chef who's really very greatly into the food theme. So a lot of choices, really.
Yeah, lots to choose from. And what other activities do you offer at the hotel other than eating and drinking?
There's lots to do, of course. Sölden is really known for the sports activities. So we are located in the middle of a ski resort. So the winter season is really all about skiing and snow activities. And in the summer, of course, we've got great opportunities to do hiking, and also mountain biking is up and coming. So we've got a lot of trails. We're one of the best in Austria for the enduro and downhill biking. And the secret or the most important tip I can give you is we have the only and first James Bond experience or cinematic installation. So we have actually the brand of James Bond 007 that built a immersive experience at 3,000 meter altitude, where there's the original filming location of the James Bond Spectre, which was the one before No Time to Die, and people can go inside and experience the brand James Bond. So it's all about the bad guys, the music. It's all about the different gadgets, and it's really something. It's the only one in the world at the moment with a permanent exhibition, and it's really a great experience. I have to say it's a must.
Yeah, that sounds great. A great selling tip for agents as well. So thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
And welcome back, Magdalena. I know you are going to talk on behalf of Hotel Schloss Dürnstein today, so thank you for that. Now, this is a historic castle on the banks of the Danube. So excited to talk about that. It's the Relais and Chateau property. But what is it exactly about this hotel and its restaurants that will appeal to food lovers, Magdalena?
So, I mean, the Restaurant Schloss Dürnstein offers a menu that really showcases the best of Austrian and international cuisine. And being located in the heart of the Waschl Valley, the restaurant has an extensive wine selection as well, especially focusing on the region's renowned white wines, like, for example, the Grüner Veltliner. And the hotel also offers a wine tasting in their cellar between Thursdays and Saturdays, giving you the chance to really get an insight into the wine world of the region.
Okay, great. So yes, you said it's in a wine region. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and the activities and experiences that can be enjoyed in the hotel as well as the surrounding area?
Sure. So the Hotel Schloss Dürnstein is family owned, and it's actually the only 5-star hotel in Lower Austria. And it is located at the shore of the Danube in the wine region of the Waschl, as I've already mentioned, which is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And aside from obviously enjoying the hotel spa area or, you know, really immersing yourself in the wine culture of the region, I would recommend to take a boat trip along the Danube, because then you can really see the valley from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also visit the medieval ruins of Dürnstein Castle that towers over the village. And another tip would be Melk Abbey, which is an outstanding example for Baroque architecture.
Okay, amazing. And can you tell us a bit more about the guest experience and what visitors can really expect from their stay when they come to visit?
Yeah, so the hotel is actually a historical castle dating back to 1622. So each room is really uniquely decorated. You know, you can see sort of historic vaulted ceilings, fine parquet floors, antique furniture. And when you open the window, you see the Danube and the vineyards stretch ahead of you. So it's just really a fantastic view, and getting, you know, the spirit of the region, basically. And the hotel also has a spa area with an indoor and an outdoor swimming pool, sauna, steam bath, and also an infrared cabin as well.
Sounds like a really relaxing stay can be had there. So that's great.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you, Magdalena. So thank you all for your time today. I do have a few final questions before we wrap up. I wanted to ask about the lead-in prices for staying at the hotels and what's included in that rate, as agents always need to know how much it costs to book. So Michael, can I come to you first and ask for room rates?
Sure. Our lead room rate is starting from around 500 euros per night. When a travel agency is asking for a price, we usually give a complimentary breakfast with it. So breakfast is covered in our glass-wing restaurant, which is an a la carte breakfast we are offering.
Okay, great. And what about Das Central, Michael?
We certainly have a great package to offer with 235 euros per person we start. And that includes already the full buffet breakfast. We have a lot of things that are freshly prepared in front of the guest there. It's a 5-star luxury start in the day. Also, we include the dinner. We have got a half-board option already with this price to have a set menu of 6 to 7 courses with some salads and so on to start, and a lot of different choices on the different menus with some classics that people would expect, like schnitzel and so on, and also some more fusion cuisine that we try some new things as well.
Amazing. And Magdalena, what about at Hotel Schloss Dürnstein?
Yes, so the double room at the Hotel Schloss Dürnstein starts from 300 euros per room and night, and this is also inclusive of breakfast, of course.
Amazing. And is there anything else that travel agents should know about selling your hotels right now? Is there anything else anyone wants to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, so our hotel, as you mentioned before, just opened in February, so it's a brand new hotel. And of course, if the agent has any questions or needs help with transportation or last-minute opera tickets, our concierge team is there to assist and help you with that.
Great.
One thing I didn't mention is that we are right now going through some extensive renovations. I'm really excited to say that we're very soon opening our rooftop spa on the 4th and 5th floor. So people very soon going to be in our outdoor infinity pool, swimming basically above the clouds. And we have got a whole new setup for the spa altogether. We are renovating and refurbishing about 35 rooms. So all of the hotel has been refurbished within the last 5 years. So we basically have a very unique product that has been really up to notch at the moment. Greatly renovated, yeah.
Amazing. And Magdalena, what about for Hotel Schloss Dürnstein? Or also, another question that I have for you with your Austrian National Tourist Office hat on, what is the best way for agents to find out more about the hotels and book as well?
Yes, so I mean, speaking for the Hotel Schloss Dürnstein, I obviously tying into what we've discussed earlier about the price, I would also just like to mention that obviously there are also special offers if you book very early or if you stay longer or if you stay during weekdays. So basically it's always worth checking directly with the hotels to get the best price available. And that actually leads me now immediately to
Perfect.
sort of the last point, which is really like booking directly with the hotel is always best. And how you can do that. So I would recommend to check the detailed presentation that comes with this webinar, because it will give you more details on each of the hotels you've heard from today, and also how you can contact them if you want to book.
Amazing. Thank you all so much for your time and for your insight into hotels. I'm sure we've given agents lots of inspiration today, as well as lots of information. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.